Death metal might not be very accessible, but melodeath was its commercial salvation. What is melodeath? Is it metalcore? Well, it is melodic for sure. In this video, we're going to answer those questions and more. If you want to discover more about metalcore, read our article in the description below. Let's begin. Purists thought In Flames was for posers. Back in '95, At the Gates and Dark Tranquillity switched gears to melodic death metal with albums like Slaughter of the Soul and The Gallery. Also in '95 comes The Jester Race by In Flames, hitting big time with a fresh style. Think death metal with more melodic guitar stuff. Like imagine mixing the twin guitars of Judas Priest with the death growls from Cannibal Corpse. But here's the kicker. Their vocal style also made some folks furious, swinging from clean melodious to shrieking, especially annoying for the black metal purists. But is metalcore melodeath? No, but melodeath set the stage for bands like Killswitch Engage and others to nail that sweet spot between extreme and melodic metal. As all things have predecessors, in this case it's the Black Album, also known as Heartwork. The album opened the doors of extreme metal to the mainstream and made purists lose their minds. Why? After several releases, Carcass went from being a grindcore band to a death metal act. Reek of Putrefaction was a dissatisfying debut due to its poor quality production. The band would perfect their sound in the album Necrotism, Descanting the Insalubrious. This one had intricate compositions, and Carcass delivered on their death promise. But Heartwork was different, offering more melodic content, and it was easier to listen to than previous albums. Sound-wise, it's a timeless gem, but let's talk quirks. It's like a groovy death metal vibe that makes extreme metal super easy to get into. Plus, loads of catchy melodies all over the place. Though the solos feel more rock than death metal's usual intensity. Heartwork basically made death metal more digestible for everyone, but it traded that raw, hardcore edge from their earlier stuff like Symphonies of Sickness. Carcass used to talk about gory stuff, but this album was different. In Heartwork, they talked about the grim side of artistic expression, comparing artistic creation to putting a body part on display. Dark Tranquillity's journey spans from their thrash and death metal origins as Septic Broiler in 1989 to the release of Atama 26 years later. Skydancer would be the last to feature Anders Frieden, and it was a blend of black metal, folk melodies, and death metal alike. It was bursting with ambition, but it seemed kind of rushed. The Gallery showed much more confident vocals, controlled melodies, and intricate song structures. As the world embraced the Gothenburg sound, Projector displayed the band moving into a slow and softer direction. Their mix between intense and catchy melodies, detailed songwriting, and meaningful lyrics made them stand out as one of the three giants of melodic death metal. Killswitch Engage was formed in 1999 in Westfield, Massachusetts, and they were one of the early adopters of melodic death metal, directly influenced by In Flames. In 2002, Alive or Just Breathing was released by Killswitch Engage, putting them at the forefront of metalcore. But their vocalist, Jesse Leach, left the band prior to their following tour. Then Howard Jones steps in, and in later albums, the band releases Holy Diver, My Curse, which are amongst their most best-known songs. Killswitch Engage is known for their positive lyrics, and even though they don't market themselves as Christians, many people assume they are based on their lyrical style. Behind the Vitruvian Man of Leonardo da Vinci, from the cover of Clayman, the Jester head reminds us of the band's contributions to the genre. That time when In Flames redefined metal by releasing one of the most iconic albums. With a steady dosage of riffs and clean tears, Bullet Ride opens In Flames' fifth album, Clayman, and Pinball Map is no exception. A certified hood classic with a K at the end. This would be Anders Fryden's fourth album since joining in '96, when In Flames was ready for their second album. The Jester Race was instant magic. It defined melodic death metal right from the get-go, unlike the complicated The Gallery or the late-to-impress Slaughter of the Souls. People who weren't into the brutality of death metal found themselves listening to In Flames' killer melodic style. The Jester Race blends death metal's heaviness with organized guitar riffs, inspired by bands like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden. Tracks like Moonshield, Artifacts of the Black Rain, and Lord Hypnos stand out as definitive earworms. In 1997, before Coracle, Black Ash Inheritance was released. And this EP captured some of that same spirit found in the Jester Race. A Sense of Purpose was the last album to have Jesper Stromblund, one of the founding members and the rest of the original lineup since Colony. The album experiments with electronic elements and groovier guitar riffing, yet they welded those elements with melodic death hooks to produce a quite powerful album.
It's very nice to be here in Poland, you know that. This one is called Blinded by Fear.
Shrieked vocals and low production quality might not always work, but the audacity of black metal turned useful when death metal became melodic. Terminal Spirit Disease was disliked initially for its deviation from earlier sound, shaped by rhythm guitarist Alf Svensson. It bridged both the new and old eras of the band and served as a prelude to a classic. Slaughter of the Souls initially was unremarkable, but was okay for the holy trinity of albums released during that same year. It lacked the intricate songwriting of Dark Tranquility and the over-melodious guitars of In Flames. The technicality of With Fear I Kiss the Burning Darkness and the frenetic genius of The Red in the Sky Is Ours were unfortunately nowhere to be found. But it hits the basic points of the style. Lively riffs, tight tempo shifts, and aggression kept this album engaging, thus becoming the archetype for melodic death metal. Compact, aggressive, and super sharp. The album gained even more traction when the American metalcore bands of the mid-2000s copied the album riff by riff. But here's the problem. When In Flames allowed themselves to be absorbed by this overproduction of melodeath bands, they became an exaggeratedly melodic band and got lost in translation. As many bands began taking cues from these influential albums, the style kind of got overdone. Still, Slaughter of the Souls, The Jester Race, and The Gallery are Gothenburg's holy trinity. Thanks a lot for watching this video, metalheads. Leave us a comment down below, and if you like this video, please smash that like button. Subscribe with notifications on if you haven't already, and remember, stay metal.